Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is your one and only Alpha. Today I am going to tell you a story about humanity in the worst possible situation. But before anything else, if you like hearing strong and inspiring real-life story, you should definitely subscribe to my channel. I will upload new stories 3 times each week to keep us all inspired. Alright, so let's now dive in with our story of the day. Charlie Brown is an American B-17 World War II pilot stationed at Kimballton, England. Charlie Brown is a pilot for a B-17 aircraft. B-17 stands for Boeing Flying Fortress. It is a 4-engine bomber plane that was built on the 1930s and designed for strategic bombing in World War II. Franz Stigler is a German pilot from World War II. He actually comes from a family of pilots. His father was a pilot and observer in World War I. Franz Stigler is a member of a jet fighter squadron in Germany. Franz Stigler flies a very special plane called Bf-109. This is not just any ordinary plane. Bf-109 was also built in the 1930s but conceived as an interceptor. It's a heavy-duty plane that only high-ranking pilots, including Franz Stigler, could operate. December 20th, 1943, Charlie Brown was asked to do his first combat mission as an aircraft commander for the 379 Bomber Group. His first mission was to target the FW-109 Bremen, Germany. It was a successful 10-minute bomb run. However, the plane was severely hit and damaged by the German fighters. Since the aircraft was in such a bad state that the compass was actually damaged, they didn't even realize that they were actually flying deeper and deeper into the enemy territory instead of heading back to Kimballton, England. The damaged plane was spotted by the Germans on the ground, including Franz Stigler. He was then ordered to shoot down the B-17. So he took off with his aircraft along with his machine gun. But as he flying over onto the plane, he noticed that the aircraft was severely damaged. The tail and the rear were completely destroyed. There were holes everywhere. And as he looked inside, he notices that the crews were actually injured. And the pilot, Charlie Brown, looked so nervous and struggling to control the damaged plane. So he did something unusual. Instead of shooting them down, he actually asked Charlie Brown to turn around 180 degrees. He escorted them and guided them back to the North Sea past the German territory so that they could go back home to Kimballton, England. Before that, he actually gave Charlie Brown one last look and saluted him. Imagine someone, instead of killing that person, he actually escort and guide them go back to the safety. During that time, Franz Stigler actually showed mercy and compassion and then made his way to Germany. As soon as Franz Stigler landed, he told his commanding officer that he actually shot the B-17 over the sea and never spoke about what happened. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Charlie Brown told his colleague about what happened but was ordered not to speak a word about it. After 40 years, Charlie Brown decided to look for the German pilot who had saved their lives, and he was successful. They actually met in 1990 during the 379 Bomber Group reunion. Since then, both Franz Stigler and Charlie Brown became close and remained friends until their last breath. Both of them passed away in the year 2008. During the reunion, Franz Stigler was asked why he didn't shoot them. His only response was, "I didn't have the heart to finish off those brave men. I flew beside them for a long time. They were desperately trying to get home and I was going to let them do that. I could not have a shot at them. I would have been the same as shooting a man in a parachute." Why did I want to tell you this story? Because I truly believe that humanity can still exist anytime. In this particular case, it happened in the worst possible situation. Franz Stigler could easily shut down the B-17 and kill Charlie Brown and his crew, but he decided not to. He actually showed them compassion and mercy. It was such a noble act for Franz Stigler. He could have faced serious consequences for his action. He could have been court-martialed just to help these men. When humanity kicks in, when people truly believe what matters most sometimes, is when we look at other people and we see that they're struggling. We realize that they needed help more than anything. Both Charlie Brown and Franz Stigler started as an enemy but end as friends. that's my story of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, show some love to the like button below. If you have any comments or suggestion, feel free to do so. You can contact me or suggest a story. My information is provided onto the description. Please stay tuned. A new episode will be uploaded in a couple of days. Once again, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Until then, bye for now.